Hello, my name is Nathaniel Dodson, and I run the Covenanter Monthly Pamphlet Program over at covenanter.org/pamphlets. You can head over there and check it out. Sign up for just $10 a month, and you'll get a brand new pamphlet delivered to your doorstep each and every month. Now, for the month of July of 2016, we have a discourse on instrumental music in public worship by the Reverend Robert Johnson. Now, to give you an idea of what can be found within this pamphlet, I'm going to go ahead and read an excerpt here from the back of the book. It was not until the middle of the 19th century that most Protestants, especially Presbyterians, had to face what would often be known as the organ question. Prior to this, most of these congregations had worshipped a cappella. This had been their practice since the Reformation, a practice they shared with the early church. Now, with the advent of revivalism and the new measures proposed by Charles Finney, who began his career as a Presbyterian, by the way, the advocates for instrumental music in the worship of God increased amongst the Presbyterian and Non-conformist churches in North America. Now, by mid-century, this controversy was sweeping through many towns, stirring many people to ask questions that had previously seemed to be a settled practice. As a church devoted to scriptural principle of worship, as other Presbyterian communions introduced musical instruments into the worship of God, the Reformed Presbyterian Church found itself often increasingly isolated in the war against the organ. A discourse on instrumental music in public worship presents a detailed argument against this innovation in the worship of God. Written from a pastoral point of view, it also contains a thorough discourse of the place of musical instruments in the Old Testament and their relation to the New Testament church. Johnson explains the nature of the former worship and why it is not suited to the worship of the church today. Now, writing amidst the controversy, he addresses many of the common objections that were raised in favor of using musical instruments and shows how those proposals fail to conform to the teaching of Scripture. Johnson's treatment of the subject necessarily involves questions of biblical interpretation, which his opponents fail to grasp. Now, the result is a spirited and well-thought-out defense of the biblical and historical position of the church with regard to the use of musical instruments in the worship of God. This pamphlet contains one of the clearest and concise treatments against musical instruments written by a Reformed Presbyterian minister in all of North America. So there you have it, a discourse on instrumental music in public worship by the Reverend Robert Johnson. Of course, you can pick this up over at covenanter.org/pamphlets. You can sign up and get every brand new pamphlet as they come out each month. Thank you so much.